This is The Spot. The Spot with your host, Prophet Pete and DJ Sean Recognize.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I like that new magic. The new magic.
So we got new intros. So we got new dudes. But you already know. Your girl told me she
Tell them
wanted
what
a young boy, right? Your girl says she wanted a young boy. So what I did, I shaved the beard off to give her that extra youth.
you.
She called Prophet Pete all day, every day.
Of course, it's his boy, his partner in crime, your man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. In the wintertime, I make snow angels in your girl's mattress. Sean recognize. Sup, world? About to crack.
What up? What up?
Break the mic stand.
Yo, shout out to the plug, man. Shout out to the plug.
It's good, plug. In the
Yo,
building.
I got 2 phones. Yo, so it's been a crazy. I don't want to say crazy in a bad way. I think the last few weeks have been super duper dope, super duper exciting for me.
Yeah.
Definitely
And
make it move.
and just because y'all don't see us, don't mean that bad things are happening. Sometimes that means good things is happening. Because
Yeah,
I
like
realize we've been gone for a couple of weeks, so people is like, "Yo, what the hell's going on?" You know what I mean? I'm getting texts and people asking me, "But yo, y'all still doing the show?" Like, so everything is copacetic.
yeah, everything is good. Like I just want people to understand and know that sometimes when you make moves, there's things that gotta get put on pause, but we gonna come back, right?
Like a boomerang.
We got we coming back like we never left. Like, and
Back,
that's just what it is.
back like we left something.
Yo, for real. And really trying to get back into the swing of things is just being who I was and who I'm known to be. Like, so it's like I allowed a lot of things that happened in my past relationships or just in life in general to really control the way I moved and the way I operate. And then I realized that the only way things are gonna go in the right direction is if I operate in absolute faith. Like I'm like, yo, this is gonna happen. I don't need to be worrying about stuff that
That's it.
might.
That's it,
Yo,
man.
he on top of the world. That's it. That's
Just gotta keep it pushing. That's it.
gotta
You know.
keep it pushing, right? And and it was probably like about a few weeks ago. And I know, this is an old saying for the young heads that might tune in or whatever, like scared money don't make no money.
Right. That's
I'm
what
sitting
they
there,
say.
I was sitting there holding on to money and I'm like, yo, I'm not going to spend this. I'm not going to do that because, just in case this happened, like there was renovations that had to go on in the studio. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at, I was in Vegas, what was that, a week and some change ago.
Woo! Let them know.
Yeah, and I'm like, should I even really go to Vegas right now because I don't want to like tap into what I got? Dude, I went out there. I was like, yo, you don't go
Like,
to Vegas every day.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
done spent money. that- And you know what? It didn't even matter what was going on. It was the experience, the moments that were created within that time. Like I was sitting there eating at Buddy V's restaurant, Cake Boss
Uh,
dude.
uh.
And I'm like, yo, he just don't make cakes.
He's doing. He's doing any gambling.
I gambled. I lost everything I put in, but it's okay. It's okay. I know how to stop. I
Yeah.
definitely know how to stop. I'm like, nah, that's it. That's what you're getting from me.
Yeah. I try not to give the house too much. You know what I mean? You got to go in there and kind of break. Once you feel like, I guess, once you break even, you feel like you did something. And that's pretty much the game of any casino. I think is to get people to put their money up, and you know what I'm saying. You lose so much, and you say, "Damn!" You go back, you just win back what you lost, so you feel like you're good. But either way, the house, what they say, the house always wins, right?
House always wins,
Always
bro.
wins, bro. So I mean, that's a marvelous hustle. You know what I mean? Salute to the Native Americans on the reservations who got the casinos on lock.
Yo,
I mean,
but I gotta say this. The funny thing about casino and just I guess the casino areas, like if you've been to Atlantic City, if you've been to those places that do have that type, all they do is entice you all day.
Yeah.
Like that's it. It's like, yo, you want this? We could give you this. Yo,
Mhm.
how this sound? Yo,
Well,
you
and we mentioned that a couple of weeks ago when we said it's funny how when you broke they don't want to give you nothing, but when you rich they give you everything for free.
Mhm.
They comp the hell out of you. They just
Yo, I will tell you, I got a helicopter ride for 2 for free.
uh
That's just the way that it was. Like at Buddy V's restaurant,
yeah
that was a comp meal. That
yeah.
was it gondola ride, bro. Like I was doing things that I
Don't,
ain't even
don't
paid
kill him.
for.
Don't kill him no more, Pete. Don't even kill him no more. Don't even gotta do it. You ain't even gotta do it, man. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm
You
not
know we
trying
at gang.
right, but
That's
it was so cool. But it's like you really have to just, and I'm only saying this is that there's times that you really got to step out on faith and just be like, yo, everything is going to be good.
everything gonna work. That's right. You got to put that energy out there. The same energy you put out, the same energy you get back. If you think, nah, man, something gonna go wrong, then something is gonna go wrong. Surprise. You feel
Right.
me? You got to put
And
that.
I,
You got to put that out into the universe. You got to speak to the universe, brother.
yo, and I forgot who dag, because there's a saying that basically says if you think something gonna go wrong is gonna go wrong. Like it is, and I forgot who said it, but I
Yeah.
just know that those things is out there. Like you really just have to just move and not worry about those things. We are our worst enemies when it comes to a lot of things because we are the ones that talk ourselves out of doing stuff.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. A
It,
lot of times that's all it does it too. You talk
yeah,
yourself out of something.
yo, but it's like yo, and I can tell you this. There's sometimes I might be conservative with something, but there's sometimes I'm like, yo, this kind of makes sense. I'm jumping out the window, like both feet first. Like if I'm not landing in a soft place, I'm gonna be all the way fucked up. But you know what? It was a learning lesson, and that's just what it needs to be.
So
And
I mean,
what
you,
you got?
no, I was gonna say. So everything is you're supposed to learn something new every day. So they say. So you're supposed to take every uh, failure or every bad thing that happens as a learning experience too. So you're supposed to learn from it all, not just the good stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and the good stuff, the bad stuff, everything is a lesson. Like for real, it is a lesson. You just gotta take the good with the bad, right? You gotta take the punches with the wins. The money bag that they drop off at the door versus that bill that they
You're in the matrix. You're in the matrix, P Money. Uh oh, you're frozen. Uh oh. P Money, are you still with us?
I'm halfway back. I don't even know what's
Okay,
going
there you
on
are.
right now.
There you are. It looked like whatever's in that cup is fucking up the video.
It's fucking up the connection, right?
uh,
And
with yak, we keep it straight yak on this side.
yo,
Yes, sir. That's what's in
yo,
this cup. I hope y'all don't be thinking I'm drinking a McDonald's tea every week. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nah. It's brown, but it's definitely not a McDonald's tea. Y'all better recognize.
for real. And yo, like when I was in Vegas, man, I picked up some it's similar to what you got going on in your mask.
Uh-huh.
I don't really wear the mask, so but I bought
Uh-oh. Oh man. There he goes. There he goes again. He's glitching.
I'm here. I'm
There you
here.
are.
Oh
Hold on. You are. There you go. The picture was froze for a second.
yeah,
The
it's weird.
Wi-Fi is tripping.
Yo, it's tripping. But it's only when you spend those positive messages that it happens.
Yeah, right. It's the damn man. You already know
Yeah,
what it is. You gotta tell
the
you
damn
know
facts.
damn
But
fun. Heads, bro.
You know, we about to be a whole extra billboard with shit going on. I got the hats. I got some t-shirts, stuff that resembles your mask, man.
Okay, okay. That's what we need. That we need that on deck. You know what I mean? ASAP. Because
Oh,
yeah,
we appreciate
yeah,
everybody that pops in.
yeah, for sure, man. So we was gone for a couple of weeks, and we gotta recap so many things, man, that went on. First and foremost, I think we need to talk about the verses.
Oh,
Did you see Kane versus KRS-One in the verses?
I didn't get to see it, and I meant to see it,
Yeah,
but you know, I heard, you know, the after reactions,
yeah,
everybody's commentary after.
yeah,
I was like, I seen still photos. You know, you see the memes, and you
yeah.
see all. But
Well,
I
this was held in the Barclays Center. Of course, near and dear to my heart. You know what I mean? Walking
that's
distance,
down the block.
walking distance from the hood, exactly. So, had I been in the borough at that time, I most definitely would have been in attendance. But I did participate via, social media, like everybody, like a lot of people probably did. Um, I'm gonna say this first. I'm gonna say both of them, both Kane and KRS-One, are just as phenomenal on stage now as they were when they, you know what I mean, first started doing their thing, like when they was in their heyday. Like they both are great performers. They was giving the crowd mad energy. You know what I mean? They wordplay, everything was there. A lot of people had something to say about breath control. I heard a lot of people giving Kane credit for his breath control, and a lot of people were critiquing KRS-One's breath control. Um, Other than that, I think it was pretty performance wise. It was, I would say, it was pretty even from both of them. Other than that aspect of it, you know what I mean. Now KRS-One did come out with the thunder. I'm not gonna say that, but he he kind of he kind of did what a lot of boxers do, and that's they come out and they, you know what I'm saying, they punch themselves out. They get tired too fast. You know what I mean. So he kind of to me did that a little bit. But you had guest performers, you had Nice and Smooth come out, you
Oh,
had you had KRS-One brought out damn Mad Lion and who else? I think Roxanne Shante came out there one time. It was crazy, man. It was a crazy night. It was dope though to see the people that was in the building.
I,
Um, go
but
ahead,
if
Joe.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
if you think about it, right, they both of those individuals are cut from a different cloth, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that was, although it was a versus, like I've seen verses, and outside of this one, right, KRS and Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah.
there has to be some unison. It's all about the performance, the presentation with what people are watching and what they're seeing. So bringing other individuals on, sitting there and putting on a show, right? I, I think I think that that's where this was one of those things that it was like they were trying to put the young individuals on
Hmm.
without really trying to put them on. They was, yo, this is the way we do it, but you don't even know who we are, kind of
Well,
thing.
I'll put it to you like this: everybody in attendance, I'm gonna say 80. I'm gonna venture to say 90% of the people in attendance inside the Barclay were people that were from our era. You know what I mean? Because you couldn't see it on video the way that you probably could if you were in the Barclay. But when KRS-One was up there on stage, and he was putting the mic out there for everybody to sing his lyrics, like people were singing his songs verbatim, like word for word, bro. And it was crazy the crowd response that he was getting. But he's the teacher. That's what he's known for. He's known for working the crowd and you know putting on a hip hop show. I mean, I believe he wrote a book about it at one time, if I'm not if I'm not mistaken. And Kane, is no slouch either. Ain't nothing to be sneezed at. I mean, the catalog is crazy. He definitely got the ladies. He came out there and did his thing, his smooth operator thing. But I want to touch on this thing because, there was so much going on that night that the average person might have missed if they weren't paying attention. If you're really not a hip hop fan, you might have missed some stuff. Kane, his usual DJ is Mr. C. We all know Mr. C, the finisher. Right. He was not there that night. Okay. So in his place was DJ Scratch. Very well known. You know what I mean? Everybody knows DJ Scratch.
Scratch was the one that did the Red and Meth joint.
He used to DJ for and he used to DJ for EPMD, you know what I'm saying, known for, battling and doing his thing. Like everybody that's, into DJing and into that, aspect of hip hop, they familiar with Scratch. You know what I mean? If you're not, I suggest you get familiar. But anyway, he was Kane's DJ, right? And KRS-One had Kid Capri as his DJ. Okay, two very.
You want to talk about it, but Kid Capri. He's a finisher, by the way. And like, it's one of those things. Like when we talk about the birth of hip hop and things of stuff, like you have Red Alert and a lot of DJs that were there during the infancy of hip hop.
Yeah,
but Kid Capri kind of took it to a different level. I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah. Well, he's so basically what you say. I get what you're saying. You're saying he's a veteran. He's a veteran.
He's a pioneer of this shit.
Okay, so knowing this, right? Knowing this, we know that Kid Capri is a pioneer since the mixtape game early on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ron G, SNS. You know what I'm saying? Kid Capri. Yeah, exactly. He's synonymous with those names right there. You know what I mean? That's the cloth he's cut from. So, perfect compliment to KRS-One's catalog. He's familiar with the songs, you know what I mean? Who better than to play, right? But two very different types of DJ. Okay? Kid Capri is more of a party DJ. Known for the music that he plays, not so much the tricks and the the flamboyancy of, what Scratch is more familiar with. You know what I mean? When you're juggling beats and doing, cuts and stuff like that. DJing, the athleticism of it.
Right. And when you sit there and you talk about that, for those people that don't understand what you're saying, if you ever watch Juice, right? If you watch
perfect example, Juice, yes.
Right. So you had the DJ, it was the tricks and and it was crazy, but then you got your Kid Capri that is able to do what he does. It's not the tricks of the extra scratching and everything else. He blends, he does this, he does that.
He does other things. He does, more party-oriented things, blends and mixes and different acapellas over this and so forth and what have you. So we all know this. Everybody in attendance probably knows this. You know what I mean? Knows the differences between these two. So at one point, it seemed to me that Scratch kind of called out Kid Capri. Like it seemed to me like on two separate occasions, he was trying to instigate a DJ battle. Now,
bad idea.
Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound like a hater. I'm a DJ myself for more years than I care to mention right now. I'm familiar with wanting to show your skills, display your skills. You know what I mean? And what better platform right now? What larger platform than the Versus battle right now are you going to get? Where not only people in the place that you're at are looking at you and seeing you, but people all around the world are watching. You know what I mean? And you could probably get gigs off of this and, whatever, several bags. You know what I mean? I understand the urgency and I understand wanting to display your skills. Don't get me twisted. But it seemed to me like he was trying to call out Kid so he could get some more shine because we all know what he's gonna do. He's gonna go out there and act a fool. You know what I mean? He already did his thing where he was when Kane does Ain't No Half Stepping and he says that part about Friday the 13th, I'ma play Jason, and then he backspins that I'ma play Jason, I'ma play Jason, I'ma play Jason. Then he puts on the Jason mask and he comes out with hard classic DJ Scratch. You
Right.
know, we all know what he's capable of. We all done seen him do his thing. Hard
Right.
body.
Like he would have been the whole Friday the 13th, or Nightmare on Elm Street. He would have been all of that.
Everything.
Child's Play, everything.
All of that. So
it would have been like.
So he had already did that night. You know what I mean? He'd already got that off. So he just basically he wanted some more. At one point, I think he even said, "Yo, we doing the elements of hip hop, right? Because the B boys came out there, the break dancers, they did their thing on both sides. So Scratch was like, yeah, the elements of hip hop, man. Is one of them is the DJ, like, and then KRS-One had to literally like shut him down, like. No, he's like, no, I'm not here to battle you. He said, I'm here to battle I'm here to battle Big Daddy Kane. I'm not here to battle DJ Scratch. You know what I mean? He's like, nobody can do what you do. Like he just put it out there. He wasn't shitting on Kid, but he was telling the truth. He was telling the God's honest truth. You feel me? And he took the control back over because Scratch was definitely trying to turn it into, yo, I'm about to fucking destroy this nigga, and everybody's about to be on my dick in the morning.
No, but
it was definitely going there.
And
it was definitely going there.
As far as verses, right? Because verses are bringing light to what we've seen in hip hop.
It's incredible.
Right?
It's incredible what the verses are doing.
No, and it is and it's beautiful, right?
Think about the number of artists that we've seen so far, P Money. You know what I'm saying? That probably haven't been out. I mean, before the pandemic, maybe they had a couple of gigs, but since then, probably haven't been out in a year and some change. You know what I mean? To do a gig. So now they get exposure to the world, and everybody goes back and checks their catalog again, and they're like, you know what? I want them to come to my town and perform. And
but you know what I would love to see though, because I wish. And I hope that this comes from my lips to God's ears or Swizz Beatz ears, right?
or Timbaland.
Or Timbaland, right? As far as these whole verses go. Like the era of the DJ. I grew up in it. I grew up in it. And there was so much that I heard that there was so many records remixed based on DJs. There was so many things that happened based on the DJ.
P Money, the early hip hop songs were all about the DJ. You know what I'm saying? The MC only came out to talk about the DJ at one time. You know what I mean? That was what was in style.
Right. Like I want to say it was the Brandy Going Down, right?
Uh-huh.
I can't remember. It was DJ Doo-Wop.
Okay.
Doo-Wop back in the day. It was like, you want to go down, why not? I act like Kirby and give you a swap. It was, they basically took, like my name was, it was crazy.
Right.
Back then. But this wasn't mainstream radio. But people forget that these were tapes that was sold on the corner. Bootleg when you went to Chinatown. Like being from New York, there was a lot of things that I was able to be privy to. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like there was a little corner spots. There wasn't even corner spots. They was legit like 5x2s or something. Like a whole 10 square feet that was selling stuff that was motivated me to move in the direction that I was moving.
Right.
Right. We have the internet and we don't even, yeah, all right, we cool. I can sit there, put a video out, I get 1,000 views. Oh, that's cool. But they was doing it for the culture itself. And Doo-Wop was one of those dudes. I can't wait. I'm still looking for that Doo-Wop Brandy remix. Because I had the tape. I don't have it no more.
Yeah.
And when I talk about tape, if y'all watching the Wu-Tang Saga season 2, I need y'all to watch that. If y'all not watching it, watch it. Because they did some real gutter shit when they came from Staten Island. They pushed the promoter off the stage because they was running late and Wu-Tang got cut. And they pushed Dude all the way off the stage. They came up there with knee highs on their face.
Oh, man.
And they did that real New York shit. And they pushed them off the stage. And then they brought to you Protect Your Neck. It was beautiful. I saw it, bro. I think I really shed one whole tear after I watched that. It was beautiful.
Yo, I just read something. Said the creator of Squid Game, I guess LeBron made a comment about it or something.
Okay.
The creator of Squid Game says because LeBron was criticizing the ending of Squid Game, right? So the creator said, "Have you seen Space Jam 2?" Yo, he killed LeBron, yo. That's it. Don't say nothing else after that. You done. It's done, yo.
Could you?
Damn. He killed him, yo. Yo,
so, but you
already
know, man.
So,
yo, this is what we gonna do. We gonna get into this top 5.
I forgot we have videos.
Right, we got.
Oh man.
All right,
never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Let's do it. Let's get into it.
We're gonna get into top 5 of the week.
Oh man.
And I just want everybody to know this is DJ Sean's recognized selection. So this right here, this is from a DJ standpoint, and the way it go down is from the homie, the man, the dude I rock with all day. And this is the top 5, y'all. Let's get it.
Tell a little sad story about this young boy who grew up, no pops in the crib. That nigga mama working, so she couldn't really show him no love when he was a kid. He ain't even mean to do that incident. He was only 18 when he caught that bit. He ain't know how to jail, he ain't know how to move, he ain't know how to fight, he ain't know how to live. He walk in the spot. They told him strip, cough, squat. The CO just told him that this was procedure, but he knew in his mind he was doing a lot. He had to figure it out and then learn the rules and then follow him like it or not. He caught a new charges, he had a little weed, tried to sneak this shit in, it was right in his sock. They had him in intake for like a week, they hit his guts, they think he killed police. They made it super cold with the AC, they ain't give him no blanket, they ain't give him no sheets. They put him in a cell with a dirty ass sink, he couldn't think, he couldn't sleep. They gave him no soap to wash his ass, they ain't give him no toothpaste to brush his teeth.
Do what they want, boys do what they can. I had a vision to expand, now we counting the print. I'm in the building with my man, cause we stuck to the plan. Fake niggas fall back, real niggas is playing. Hello.
Foreclosure, new truck to bulldozer. Was out for presidents before over. Gun tucked, I was pulled over. He told me give it to him, that's my soldier. I spit it, did it to him, that's my goal, bro. I'm seeing everything like a GoPro. Mini loft out Soho. Playing golf, I was solo. Brick a girl, that's the old low. Block running like Flojo. Cops coming, we in State Road. Push 5, smoking cold.
Money taller than the trees in Yosemite. Got my 40 on me, that's my mini-me. Damn near anything I want, I can afford it.
Listen.
Never hustle backwards, always forward.
Progression.
I can multitask, always on the grind. I can walk and chew gum at the same time. I ain't on hiatus, I ain't missing in action. I'm the center of attention, bitch, the main attraction. When I enter the turf, when I pull up, what happened? People gather around me like an ice cream truck. No cap. People always ask me what I do for a living. What you do? I wear many hats, I'm something like Liz. I love liquor and sex. Booty and breasts. A couple stretch marks and cellulite on her flesh. She got her legs open like a field goal.
The start of a conversation between A likes and G code, equally shared through cell phones, knowing both parties on each end is dangerous in their own right. So it's decided that we forge a parent link, not in the normal circumstance, sharing that number one spot of the standards. I'm that buck you collide with strong antlers with. I lay it out from jump on the table for you to test it. Go ahead and ingest it. Euphoric feeling like some coke dripping down to your throat. Numb of your esophagus, constricting the muscles in your windpipes to close. That surge of dopamine you feeling be that need that you forever chase. As far as your burst high, duly note that I enforce my position. It's important you niggas listen. I snatch blocks, I don't ask for nobody's permission.
Yeah, I can't talk now, my phone jumping. Got some bitches steady begging me to bone some. Got some broke niggas begging let me hold some. The trap got me home hunting cause my phone jumping. Yeah, I can't talk now, my phone jumping. Got some bitches steady begging me to bone some. Got some broke niggas begging let me hold some. The trap got me home hunting cause my phone jumping.
Niggas envision me dead in jail or they bet I fail. Ran is pure evil like Lucifer when he fled from hell. Married the game without the wedding bells. I'm like the last board on your favorite game. Meet me at level 12. I know some niggas that'll never tell and plan a crime that's already in line soon as they set the bell. You very frail, your name embedded on every shell.
Yeah.
Woo, woo,
And you know what?
woo. Ric Flair.
For those of you that missed the top 5 of last week, this
Hey.
week,
Hey,
or the week before that, or the
Yeah.
week before that,
yeah,
I'm gonna say this, right? I gotta give it, and you know, as we talk about it all the time, right? It's giving people their flowers while they're here, right? Those joints be jumping, bro. Like they be jumping.
it's hard. Sometimes it's harder than some weeks it's harder than others, man. You'd be surprised, and it's not. And I've said this before. It's not that these are the hottest of the week because sometimes there'll be a song that's out, it just dropped, but it doesn't have the visual. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the picks that I choose because it has a visual with it. You know what I mean? For us to throw into the top 5. So y'all might hear something that come out the same week that I dropped this, and y'all be like, "Oh, he missed such and such. Oh, why he ain't play such and such?" You know what I mean? Do they have a video? Oh, all right then. You know what I mean? Fall back.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but yeah, man, I try to keep it flavorful.
no, but those joints was hitting, bro. Like, and I'll tell you this, right? Because you know I'm a traveling man. I'm like the traveling salesman.
Yeah,
And so when we sitting there, I get that list. These are
Yeah.
the joints I play in the whip while I'm driving.
yeah. I
So
play a lot of them myself.
when I'm doing that 15 hours, that 16 hours, 20
Uh-huh.
hour drive,
It gets you
this is
through.
what I'm rocking to, bro.
Yeah, it
Like,
gets you through. It gets you through, man. It gets you through.
and it bumps, but I think that people really need to understand, and they really need to have that connection
Yeah,
to music.
Yeah.
Because you know, like my man Talent, my man the Mid Silly, and all that. Like we be talking and chopping it up, and there's so much that happens
yeah,
in life that we forget to connect to those things that make us feel good or make us move a certain way.
yeah, man.
And that's
That
what
connection is
music
important.
does. It's always been that universal language. It doesn't matter where you are. Shout out to my man Ryan. They got a whole event going on November 1st, and I want to say, don't quote me on it, but it's 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? Where they have 21 segments of individual from Uganda
Uh-huh.
putting on a whole talent show, right?
Dope.
So, and then I was like, "Oh, you got 21 people? Yo, that's great." He's like, "Nah, 21 segments." I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "Yo, there's at least 5 to 10 people per segment."
Wow.
So I'm like, "That's over 100 plus people
Yeah.
from an area." And then because we are so pigeonholed, right? I think that's the saying, right?
Yeah.
We only see things the way a pigeon to see, right? Pigeons is like halfway blind. Their eyes are on the side of their head. But trying to get 10 people to perform at a showcase is hard. You got over 100 people perform in it. And this whole thing that's streaming live on YouTube. Like that's
big.
astronomical. It
Big.
is big.
And you know why it's even more big is because to get all of us in the same place at the same time and to be on time to do an event like that, you got to be on time. You feel me? And we notorious for not being on time. So if you can get all of those people at that event and everybody's segment and everything jumps off, it goes off without a hitch, man, I got to throw the salute to them. For real, that's
like, and it's not like we on the same block. It's because even to do it on the same block is hard. You talking about different time zones and everything. We talking about Uganda, right? Uganda, like we almost talking, like we legit talking about Black Panther shit, right? That wasn't even on the radar until after Black Panther.
That's a fact.
So shout out to him and doing what he do. And this whole thing was 2.5 years in the making. What actually put it on pause was the pandemic. But for it to even still happen the way that is happening, I think that it is wonderful. It is a beautiful thing, and we need to be able to utilize in the way we connect in the world today to really relate to what's going on in the places that we are not in. So shout out to Ryan, shout out to the Ryan Show, shout out to Mr. Cheek, shout out to Michael Vick, because these are some of the individuals that are carrying what is going on in this particular event on November 1st. So if you need to know, we had Mac Daddy, we had some other individuals from the Ryan Show production crew that aired yesterday on WEMS Radio on the Proper Radio Show NY. Check it out so that the link is there so you can watch it. They're not asking for ticket sales or anything like that. They're asking you to share the link and donate. But
so did you hear that they finally caught the dude that threw the paint on the George Floyd statue in Union Square?
No.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they did though. And
it was, let me see, the 25th they got him.
So do you know the percentage of his melanin?
Oh man, he's definitely, you can see it's a video. It's a whole video of it. He's on a skateboard. I mean, you know, he's definitely a white guy. His name is Micah Beals.
Micah Beals.
37 years old. So get this. The Hate Crimes Division released the surveillance footage, right? The day after the incident. The Hate Crimes Division, right? Let me see. Taking second degree criminal mischief charge. No additional details provided.
So he gonna get probation? That's what it sounds like.
But look who released the video. The Hate Crimes Division released the video, right? So I guess it would at one point it was considered a hate crime, no?
Right.
So
But
how you only get some bullshit ass Mr. That it don't make sense.
But
where's the hate crime?
But right, and this is what I want people to understand, and this is a real thing, right? When it comes to hate crime, based on who the hate crime, happened, right? Depending on the skin tone, right? The charges, right? The darker the group is, the lesser the time. So he was on a skateboard. He lacked melanin, right? The hate crime.
The lighter they is the less time, not the darker they is.
The darker they is, the less time. But
the lighter they is, the less time. The
less time.
Right? Darker people don't get less time,
right? So we was getting like life in jail to sell weed to people that look like us.
And now look, shit is legal in some places, most places.
Right. So how does that work?
Vending machines.
Right. So there's a lot of things that have to change, but and this goes back, and I hate to say it, right? Cocaine sold in the white neighborhood. People would get less charges getting caught with coke, but if they got caught with crack cocaine, they was getting life in jail, right? But it's targeting certain demographics, certain regions, or whatever it is. And that's
right. It's still happening to this day.
And it is
to this day.
So when are we going to change, or when are we going to have that reform? Because there's something else that I heard about that kind of threw me for a loop, right?
Speak on it,
I watched it. Right. So your man Michael Myers, right? He's been killing people for decades.
For years.
Right. But the LGBT community, and I think one of the latest movies that came out with Mike Myers in it, he actually killed a homosexual couple.
Right.
Right. So now the LGBT community is up in their stance. They're taking their stance. They like, oh, he killed one of us.
And
he's been killing people forever.
All of these movies. All of y'all wanted to be included. Consider yourselves included.
So y'all got included, and he
y'all
killed
got marked off too.
Right. He's an equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity
murderer. Right?
Yeah.
That's who Michael Myers. He's like, yo, I'm killing everybody. He didn't exclude you. You felt you was excluded. You got put in the joint, and then y'all got killed, and now y'all mad.
I'm convinced that not only is that community on the lookout for anything that looks fishy, no pun intended.
the look.
Shouts out to all the Massive End crew. You know what I'm saying? I think they just kind of look for anything that just draws more attention, and I think that's and I think that's real corny. You know what I mean? Because if you want to be accepted, you want people to treat you fairly. You want people to treat you like they would want to be treated. Then why is it necessary to always remind somebody about, you know what I'm saying, where you stand as far as that, those letters go?
It's weird because
just live your life, and people will let you live your life. Nobody is trying to attack you or come at you because they already know that there's going to be consequences and repercussions behind that. So, you know what I mean? Stop looking for, fire where there ain't no smoke.
Right. I finally had the opportunity to watch Dave Chappelle's special.
Oh, the most recent one.
Right, the most recent one, right?
Okay, what do you think? P-Money, tell us.
No, and I would tell you, right? To me, there is nothing that Dave Chappelle did wrong. as far as his special. He did point out a lot of things, but it was more on the fact of pointing out things, just like that conversation we just had, where it's like you're looking for smoke, but there's no fire.
Right.
Right? He said LGBTQ community, and y'all already up and on. But what he did identify within his special is that someone that he met during the time that he was doing comedy and well, he's still doing comedy, not during within that time frame, right? A specific time frame, that he was able to meet someone that was part of the transgender community.
Yeah, was a friend of his.
Right, and became a very, very good friend. And when this individual stood up and was like, yo, he's not the way that you depict him. Yeah, scrutinize her, ridicule her, basically put on a chopping block.
Yeah.
Based on her taking a stance and not saying that it is like, yo, I'm part of this community. Y'all really need to chill. But what happened after was so detrimental to that individual that they ended up taking their own life.
From
So
the pressure of the ridicule.
Right. So it was, yo, can you just take the time out and look at every situation for what it is? Because if this individual is standing up, how do you ridicule that individual that is part of your community themselves to the point where they take their own life?
You know what it is? They don't like the truth, and they know when you come with the truth, they gotta vilify you, and make it look like the truth is some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you something else too. The reason that they so up in arms right now about the whole about the special and they basically attacking them. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, and they'll probably shut our shit off after I say this. So I'm gonna just say it. Really, people are making a big fuss about the alphabet community and the comments that he made because they drawing attention off of the message that he was trying to convey in that whole stand up. That whole premise of that last conversation had nothing to do with LGBT. He was trying to compare it to the fact that you can offend somebody who is in that community, and everyone's up in arms, but a black person can literally be killed and nobody say anything, or they don't draw the same appall or attention that does. You know what I'm saying? That was the intention of the whole thing. But rather than talk about that, it's easier to say that he's homophobic or he's anti this or he's this or he's that. You know what I mean? That's the whole gist of the shit. You know what I mean? Like what did Flavor Flav used to say? My vision ain't blurry, G.
Yeah, and it's just crazy because
so probably get cut. Go back in the basement. Maybe if they don't see it.
Yeah, like looking at it and watching it.
Yeah.
Like he said it like.
Did he not say it, P Money? He said it, didn't he?
He said it. Like it's one of those things that is like, yo, what are you're sitting there, you focusing on this. Like he broke it down. He was like, I met her mother before I met her.
Right.
And it was, they sit there and they focus on something that you said, but what is it that you really said? Was it the message that was conveyed is one thing, but it's the way you process it was different. So now it was, I'm not homophobic. I'm not transphobic or anything like that. Like I have friends that are like this. I have individuals that I deal with on a day-to-day basis that we are comfortable with being in the presence of one another.
Mm-hmm.
But when you want to paint your picture to fit your movement, and attack me the way you wanted to attack me, but this, because of the way you operate, look at what you did to one of your own people.
Man, look, it's like this. You see what the national debt is, right? National debt is in the trillions of dollars. Trillions with a T, not even a B. You feel me? America ain't trying to pay that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Even if they had the guap, they wouldn't pay it back. You know why? Because they some gangsters. You feel me?
Right.
And they feel like this too.
Like
And they
that
feel like
$300 credit
and
score.
they feel like this too. They feel like this. They like, we too far in the hole with blacks. You know what I'm saying? We done did too much. You know what I'm saying? We done gone too far. We done took it places that it didn't need to go, and it shouldn't have went, but we did it anyway. And there's no way we can possibly repay them. So we're not gonna. You know what I'm saying? And every system that's in place to disrupt, oppress, and prevent, you know what I'm saying, people of color from getting ahead, is designed that way, bro. It's designed that way.
And it is.
And there's an all out agenda to keep that shit going because they don't want to pay back the debt that they owe. You know what I'm saying? And black people are owed fucking 400 years, B, and they don't have 400 years to pay back.
They don't. And then you know what? But again, and I hate to bring this back up because we've done it before and we spoke about it before, right? We pay reparations to individuals that didn't even go through something that was brought to this country. Right? We can sit there, and I don't even want to put the name out there, the name of the group or whatever it is, but it has to do with religion, perception, or religious practices, right? But it starts with a J, right?
I'm not. I'm not even gonna fucking complain about reparations at this point. At this point, I just want to get an anti-lynching bill. Can we get that? You know what I mean? I think we at least owe that. You don't want to give us nothing else. At least give us a chance.
Right. And then you know what? You know is crazy because we spoke about this probably about during the pandemic, but like when it was heavy, like
I'm sure.
heavy, everything getting shut down.
Yeah.
And there were individuals that had enough melanin in their skin that were getting lynched, hung from trees. Like this was the situation.
Real talk.
We're talking about situations where individuals were getting gunned down by just individuals that felt that they was threatened and they didn't get charged because it was you jogged by my house, I felt threatened, so we was going to run you down and light you up type of thing. Yeah. Right? Lynching has taken, we sit there and we look at it and we think of lynching, right? Might be hanging from a tree or setting someone on fire, but there are so many other ways that we do things today that is very similar to the lynching of over 400 years ago. And we need to really iron that out and put it on paper, just like other groups are protected. We need to be protected too. And that's it.
Dogs are more heralded when something happens to them than, you know what I'm saying, that the average black man is. They'll give the dog the benefit of the doubt.
That's the fact.
More so than with the brother.
All right, the dog got provoked. The dog was.
The dog is, he's going through some trouble. He's depressed. He's hungry or whatever.
But a black man.
The truth hurts, man. The truth hurts.
Right, but a black man is just angry.
It's easier to go with the bullshit. You know what I mean? It's easier to go with the bullshit. It's more painful. It's more painful to deal with the truth. You feel me? Because when you deal with the truth, then you got to change. You know what I mean? And change is uncomfortable, especially when everything remaining the same is what they want to make America great again. You feel me?
Yo,
That's why they want everything to remain the same. They scared of that change, but I'm here to tell you that you're not going to be able to stop that change no matter what you do, because it may not be your children, it may not be your children's children, but your children's children are going to mix and mingle. I'm here to tell you, you're never going to be able to stop that. Never, 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 never. It's going to happen. So get used to it. You feel me? Welcome. They're gonna be right there at Thanksgiving dinner. You know, so stop the hate, and congratulate. You know what I'm
saying? And what I have realized is that there is old America that doesn't respond to new America too well. But the only thing is that those 1%ers, those 2%ers still operate on old America. And if we sat there and just accepted everyone, right? We looked at each other without. I want to say it's more of a, if we put blinders on and just really listen to individuals instead of looking at individuals, America would be way more different, because we're quick to judge an individual on their appearance. Right? We sit there and we look at a resume based on how a child is named. We sit there and we make assumptions way too much. Right? We don't take
time. Well, then you got to look at the leadership. Look at the leadership we got. That's some bullshit right there. You know what I mean? You know the GOP ain't for us or the average working person. They ain't for nobody who's, tax brackets in a certain despair. You feel me? And the fucking Dems, they a bunch of punks, because they don't want to upset the GOP, nor do they want to upset the people that's lining their pockets. So they double whammies. You feel me? You know that bill that they was talking about so much, $3.5 trillion. You know what that shit look like right now, P Money? That shit look like Swiss cheese, my brother. Swiss cheese. There's holes in all up and through that thing. It's not even worth $3.5 trillion no more.
They just took 12 gauge and blew it through it. Like that's what they.
It's under $2 trillion now. It's probably less than that at the time of this recording. Right. Because they couldn't stand up and make sure that and demand certain things. It just wasn't happening without the Republicans' approval. And at the end of the day, what's really sad is after they shred everything and get it down to something that they're gonna sign, they ain't gonna sign it anyway. This is what they do.
But it's the I forgot the saying, like show pony type of thing. It's like we're gonna say and we just gonna go through the motions.
Yeah.
But we already made our decision before we sat there and asked you to present something to convince us.
It's like, do something. Do jump through this hoop. Okay, jump through this hoop. Yeah. Jump through this hoop. And the last hoop, you jumping into a campfire.
Right, and then we still gonna say the same thing we said before. So what we gonna do is we're gonna get into the new school joint of the day, because we at the top of the hour, y'all. You already know it's the spot, straight barbershop shit. You heard?
Yeah.
One for the plug and one for the load. I got 2 phones, one for the bitches and one for the dough. Think I need 2 more. Line popping, I'm ring, ring, ringing. Count money while it ring, ring, ringing. Trap jumping, I'm ring, ring, ringing. Button start to foreign, oh my God, I'm gorgeous. I just put the key inside my pocket, might not get to see it. This a new Ferrari, man in the mirror. How you choose to bother? Someone say they calling, I don't feel like talking. Everything could get returned the way I bought it. Phone be interrupting me while I'm recording. Phone be making women feel they unimportant. Call my doggy, say it's all the way retarded. Keep the all cause I am not using the form. In kitchen, I just finished up a new perform.
So that new school joint of the day.
I didn't even know he did that. That's a remix there.
Right. But he got 2 phones, one for the hoes. I could feel them because